How would you feel if, at just 17 years old, you were entrusted with the fate of an entire nation? This was the reality for a young French maiden named Joan of Arc, who, guided by divine visions, would become a symbol of hope and resilience in the face of adversity. Born in the small village of Domremy, northeastern France, around 1412, Joan was a daughter of a tenant farmer, Jacques d'Arc. Despite her humble beginnings, Joan's life would take a dramatic turn when she began experiencing visions at just 13. These weren't ordinary dreams, but divine messages from St. Michael, St. Catherine, and St. Margaret, who outlined a daunting task: to drive the English out of France and see Charles VII crowned king. With this divine mandate, Joan left her home in 1429, determined to fulfill her mission. Imagine a 17-year-old peasant girl with no military training or experience, convincing the Dauphin, Charles VII, to give her an army to lead into battle. It seems impossible, doesn't it? But Joan did just that. Her faith and conviction were so strong that Charles granted her request, and Joan donned her famous suit of white armor, leading her troops into battle against the English. Joan's most significant victory came at the Siege of Orleans, where her strategic brilliance helped turn the tide of the 100 Years' War in favor of the French. This victory not only boosted French morale, but also paved the way for Charles VII's coronation. Unfortunately, Joan's story does not end in victory. In 1430, she was captured during a military campaign by the Burgundians, who were allies of the English. Joan was then sold to the English and put on trial for charges including heresy, witchcraft, and dressing in male attire. Despite a rigged trial, Joan maintained her innocence and faith until the end. She was ultimately convicted and sentenced to death, meeting her end at the stake on May 30th, 1431, at the tender age of 19. Joan's story, however, did not end in flames. 24 years later, a posthumous retrial ordered by Pope Calixtus III exonerated her of all charges. In the centuries that followed, Joan's legacy only grew. She was beatified in 1909 and canonized as a saint by the Catholic Church in 1920. In summary, Joan of Arc was a courageous young woman whose faith and conviction led her from a small village to the royal courts and battlefields of France. She became an instrumental figure in turning the tide of the 100 Years' War, only to be betrayed, captured, and executed. But even in death, her legacy endured, culminating in her canonization as a saint. Her story is a testament to the power of faith, resilience, and courage in the face of overwhelming odds. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life of St. Joan of Arc. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more historical content. Until next time, keep exploring history's fascinating stories.